All right, example 2 says the population of an Ontario city, let's say it's maybe Toronto, is modeled by the function. This is a function. So population over t, time in years. So the population of the city is modeled by this function, 0.5 times t squared plus 10t plus 300. P at t is our population in thousands, and t is the time in years, okay? So what that means is when t is 0, they want us to know that we're in the year 2000. So when t equals 0, that's the year 2000, okay? So the first question is, what was the population in the year 2000?
0.
So population in 2000. So in other words, that's when t is equal to 0. So we're going to take that equation and we're going to plug 0 in for the t. In other words, we're looking for what? Y-intercept. Because 0 times any of these will cancel each other out. Oh, thank you. 0.5, 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 0.5 is 0, 0 times 10 is 0. So our population in the thousands in the year 2000 was 300,000. Okay, because it does say it's in the thousands. Make sure whenever you're doing word problems, you read if there's any stipulations to the questions. So population in 2000 was 300,000 people. Okay, so what we just did, they asked us for a population in the year 2010. 2010 is when t will be equal to 10. So we take our equation, we plug 10 in for the t's. 10 squared is 100. 10 times 10 is 100. 0.5 times 100 is 50. 50 plus 100 plus 300 is 450. The population in the year 2010 is 450. Last thing, C, it asks us what year. So in this case, we're looking for the year, which is our t. We're looking for t. Will the population, so P at t, be equal to 1,050,000?
3005.
Okay? So in other words, we take our population equation I'm going to be plugging in 1,050,000 in for our P at t.
That's how you just isolate t.
Yeah, but don't you only have to put in 1,000?
Oh, sorry. Good point. It's in thousands.
Yeah.
So we only got to put in 1,050.
Stop forgetting about it.
Thank goodness Chris is here.
Good job, man. How do you feel, Albert?
Okay, so in other words, because it's in thousands, we only have to put in 1,050. Now, thinking too far ahead. I need to solve what year this is going to be, okay? So in order to do this, I'm going to be moving over this 1,050, and I'm going to set this equal to 0. So when I move, this side becomes 0, and I move over 1,050. So we get 300 minus 1,000, or 1,050. We're going to simplify those last terms. It's going to be negative. We get 300, subtract 1,050.
Negative 700.
Negative 750. Okay, here's our difficult part. So, we've set this equal to 0, which is much like finding our x-intercepts. In order to find an x-intercept, I need to factor. The first thing I need to factor when factoring is I take out the greatest common factor. So if you guys notice, we have 0.5. I'm going to take the greatest common factor of 0.5 out, so that t is by itself. So in other words, I'm going to get 0 is equal to, and when I divide each of those terms by 0.5, so if you notice I divided this by 0.5, I'm going to divide this by 0.5 and this by 0.5. So we get 10 divide 0.5, 20. 10 divided by 0.5 is,
Wouldn't there be no 0.5?
it's going to be 1. 0.5 has been taken to the outside because it's our greatest common factor in this matter. We're taking it out. Okay? When we take 0.5 out of 10t, we get 20t. And when we take it out of there, we get 1,000.
20T.
500. So, what I've now done is I've taken the greatest common factor out.
That killed me.
And what I need to do is I need to factor this amount.
Soft tanks.
Okay?
Baby.
We need to factor this amount. Okay.
Lucky.
So if I did the factors of the first term, I'm going to tell you quickly the factors of the last term. 30 and 50. We need to add these products together to get our middle term. So 30 times 50 equals 1,500. We need 30 to be negative in order to get 20. So our factored form, we have 0 is equal to 0.5. T in one, T in the other. It's the same as factoring. In one of them we have 30, and in one of them we have positive 50. So this is a single term. This is a single term, and this is a single term. I need to set my two bracket terms equal to 0. Because this doesn't have a variable attached to it, essentially it drops off. We can cancel it out. Okay? So all I need to do is split up my two brackets. 0 is equal to our two brackets, and we end up with t is 30 and t is negative 50. So this is where we have to make sense of this. In what year?